So how are you, Marilyn?
Pretty much dead. You?
I'm fine, except for these endless meetings with the Anti-Red Commission. There's no end to it.
Yeah, that whole thing about being a commie sympathizer all those years. Would it bother you that Joe hated commies?
Did he?
He did when I married you.
What's he like?
Catholic.
This was my idea, you know, to meet with Joe. We'd never met before, but you know that.
So you guys are going to sit in this booth to discuss me?
Among other topics.
Oh yeah? Like baseball maybe? Theater? The Reds? My accidental suicide, or who's bigger? I can tell you right now who's bigger.
Joe?
Arthur,
It's good of you to come.
it's good to be here.
Is it? I wasn't sure.
I wasn't either. I thought it would be the point.
I guess, it's time that we shared some thoughts.
About Marilyn.
Well, certainly not J. Edgar Hoover.
I'm not here.
How many photographers out there?
I snapped about 5, popping their flash bulbs at me. A guy in a taxi. Fame's a sidearm bitch.
Chianti?
Thank you.
So how have you been, Joe?
Numb. So, how do we do this, or whatever this will be?
I'm not sure. Maybe I should start by asking you a simple question. Like, what went through your mind the first time you saw Marilyn?
That's a hell of a question.
In what way? I intend to answer the same question.
As if this were a trade-off.
Correct.
Well, I don't know. I'm not very good at this sort of thing.
You know, how you saw her, I mean, the first time you saw her.
When I first saw Marilyn Monroe by Joe DiMaggio, well, there she was. Red mouth. This red, pouty mouth. This vanilla face with yellow icing on top. Ugh, a wonderful creation from God who took his time with her.
And you were like this ball player, this jock I never heard of. But you looked so Madison Avenue in that pinstripe suit. It balanced out the jockness.
I thought to myself, I've never seen a face like this. And this must be the way they breed them in LA County.
Yeah, one of a kind, that face.
Yeah, this face. This goddamn face. A face that brought fame to Andy Warhol. The fag who walked the West. The pockmarked bastard who had the balls to charge me for one of his prints. Prints of me.
Marilyn dated every night for 2 weeks, is this true?
Yeah. With my teammates, we could trade clubhouse stories with this Marilyn. I just listened.
Such a wonderful listener you were, Joe. I'd go on and on about this and that, about Daryl fucking Zanuck, and you'd sit there like an unpaid analyst, letting me vent. No interruptions.
I felt privileged.
At one point, I thought maybe you'd be curious to know just how big Jane Russell's tatas were.
Gentlemen Prefer Blondes, a cute movie.
1952.
A 6-month contract.
6 months fly by, Joe. Oh, hi. Yes, this is Joe. You know Joe. 3 times most valuable player. That's player in the most sporting sense.
What? New York Yankees, retired.
Joe's very supportive of me.
I've seen all her pictures.
My what? My next movie? Well, gee, I'm not sure.
I'd rather the one snapping my photo from the sports section of the Daily News.
Baseball and Hollywood, what's the difference? It's showbiz. Smile.
Let's get out of here.
Why?
Let's scoot back to the hotel.
Joe.
I mean it. Let's go. We're about to take off.
Why Japan? Aren't they still mad at us for wiping out 2 of their cities? I don't get it, Joe. Explain it to me.
Strictly business, baby.
Honeymoon in Japan. How weird is that?
Well, they've cleaned up their act. There's still lots to see.
Oh. Well, gee, my honeymoon wouldn't be complete without a tour of Hiroshima. I hear the flowers are growing back.
If you didn't want to come, you should have told me before we were married.
You're being tested.
I'm not being tested.
You've been testing with me ever since the promoter pushed me at the airport.
About the USO tour?
Yes, you could have stepped in and told him no.
Well, I didn't think you'd say yes.
These are soldiers fighting in Korea, Joe.
10 shows in 4 days, for God's sakes.
For their sake, not God's.
So now you're telling me the USO tour is a go, that you're going to go ahead with this.
They're soldiers, Joe. They've been dodging bullets in a land where they're not wanted. They need something American.
They're looking for an excuse to soil their fists when it's all over.
That's telling her, Joe.
Or have you forgotten that you're my wife?
You're being un-American.
I'm being your husband. Now, do me and yourself a favor and inform the USO that you've changed your mind.
Why are you talking to me this way?
Lower your voice.
What if I said to you, Joe, no more of those silly baseball signings? How'd you like them apples?
I wouldn't do them.
Bullshit.
I wouldn't.
Well, this isn't some silly baseball signing. This is show business. This is a chance for me to entertain the troops. If Bob Hope can do it, why can't I?
Bob Hope doesn't inspire lust.
I can't believe how everything we talked about, how
babe,
it all gets shoved under as if you hadn't listened or taken it seriously. I'll tell them no. I'll be the ambassador's wife for you.
Don't keep your eye on the ball, Joe. She just threw you a curve.
Now I'm Ambassador Schivosa.
I'll get over it.
No, you won't.
No, really, it was selfish of me.
Yeah, it must be tough. Fighting a war no one gives a damn about. Go to Korea.
Really?
No. Go to Korea.
No more dumb blonde roles. I screamed it out to anyone who'd listen. No one listened, but it was work.
I saw her in Niagara. She played a wife scheming to murder her husband. It was the performance of her life.
Yeah, except it wasn't enough for the newspaper columns.
Marilyn, if you're referring to the Photoplay Awards.
Oh yeah, buddy. Oh yeah, you should have been there, both of you.
A skin-tight gold lame dress. What did you expect?
I wasn't expecting a beatdown from the Wicked Witch of the Press.
Luella Parsons.
Who was she?
One nasty gossip columnist, but even Joan Crawford got on Marilyn's case.
Yeah, Joan Crawford, booze-swelling cunt. She obviously never saw me in Gentlemen Prefer Blondes, for which Bosley Crowther of the New York Times praised me for my measure of modesty.
It also established your dumb blonde persona, Marilyn.
I had no control over that. Then again, it never stopped me from being listed in Quigley's top 10 money-making stars. This dumb blonde generated some serious revenue.
Very true.
Joan Crawford can kiss my revenue-generating ass.